Welcome to the DIY Pest Control Podcast, where you get the best info for those who want to perform their own pest control. The DIY Pest Control Podcast is brought to you by Nature Pest. Nature Pest has been providing the finest in commercial and residential integrated pest management for structural, lawns, trees, shrubs, and mosquitoes with better control and less contamination at an affordable price. For more info, visit us at naturepest.com. Hi folks, Frank the Pest Geek here, host of the Pest Geek Podcast and owner of Nature Pest, a holistic pest management firm that focuses on organic, compliant facilities, integrated pest management. I know that's a mouthful, for residential and commercial environments. Basically, what do? We take the same principles that are done in hospitals, hotels, laboratories, basically high-level facilities, and we bring that to the home or business. This is what we specialize in. And what we're going to be discussing is holistic pest control, the 5 most important things that people need to understand in order to get this kind of service to be effective for them. And we're going to go ahead and get into that right now. This series is Why Are You Failing? And to help homeowners, property managers, building maintenance people, contractors, understand that a lot of things that you're doing and not doing are contributing to the problem, that if you just fix these problems, yes, we are initially going to go in and use the chemical, but we have to have it so much less. And you're going to have so many happy tenants, and you're going to be a more happy homeowner by following these simple directions of things we have to do. So one of the first things is you got bad information. You read a pest control blog somewhere written by somebody who's not a pest control professional, who read that you can put bay leaves around windows and it will deter ants or something like that. Well, you need good information. Where does it come from? Your number one source to get really good information is from your local state university. Every state university has what is known as an entomology program. They are the ones that study the pests and the pest problems in your state and know specifically what pest problems you have in your state and can tell you and help you identify them and help you with the control. They have expert blogs, but you have to read them. And you have to study the entomological material known as the biology of pests, how that pest behaves, what that pest eats, what does that pest drink, where does it hide, where does it come from, where is the nesting sites. This is the information you need. And only we use in Florida, University of Florida IFAS program, which is a cooperative program between the county, the state, the university, and what is known as the extension service. And your best bet for identifying bugs is to send pictures to either a local professional like myself or send it to the extension service. Even us as professionals sometimes can identify a certain bug that we've seen for the first time. And we have to go to either a laboratory or an entomologist and say, can you identify this for us and know exactly what it is? Sometimes I will spend 3 to 4 hours behind a microscope studying all the body parts, counting how many nodes are in the antenna, how many hairs are on the body, where those hairs are, what the gaster looks like of that insect, to be able to get a positive ID, to then know how I'm going to treat it. So we got plenty of resources for you to learn about how to actually control these problems. If you go to naturepest.com, I've got a DIY podcast. We've got about 20 episodes on that coming out, and we got more episodes on the way. And we also have a DIY blog that shows you how to actually solve specific problems. Here we can't get, why didn't you recommend any chemicals? Because I carry 30-something chemicals on the truck, products, to handle each individual problem. I mean, one problem alone could use up 4 chemicals. For instance, dealing with drain flies, you got to use DSV, Nibor-D, and foam. And then outside, if you've got them, you got to spray it with an IGR and maybe a natural essential oil to control it outside. And then come back the following week and repeat it all over again for 2 to 3 weeks. So getting into specific pest control problems is going to be very difficult unless we create a blog. We also have the Pest Geek podcast, which this is an industry podcast for growing and operating a pest control business. This is not for the residents, although I have many, many technical and tactical podcasts, which we get into depth, real depth, on solving difficult problems and solving routine issues that people miss on how to solve it. So if you got the patience and you want to dig through there and you want to get a real, if you're a building manager that says, man, I really got to know this stuff because I'm dealing with so many issues here and the pest control company isn't solving it and I need to know why. This is how you know why. Do you become a professional? There's also on Nature Pest on YouTube. I have a YouTube channel. That YouTube channel has hundreds of videos on actual how to solve most German roach problems, American roach problems, drain fly problems, ant problems. Very, 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 very specific stuff in there. And there's the Pest Geek podcast on YouTube that also has many videos. But again, this is more focused on business development, business growth, and operating a pest control business. So if you're a professional, I've got a couple hundred videos in there too. And finally, we're coming up with the Pest Geek Academy, where we have certified for continuing education credit courses that we're going to be offering, and it's getting populated. We've got about 4 or 5 courses that we want to put in there, and these courses are going to be anywhere between one entire, like the CEU courses are 2 hours each. So 1 hour and 1 hour on something different, you get 2 CEU hours. The other courses are a new technician training course that has everything a technician needs to know about law, about IPM, about HCS, labels, SDSs, and all of these legal things that a technician needs to know before he starts to work. And then we're going to have actual training courses on how to deal with roach problems and ant problems and all kinds of different situations. These are real world training situations that we're trying to get into with a lot of this. So there you go. Those are all the resources. And we hope that this has been helpful to you to help you understand how to start tackling, and whether you have a competent pest control technician or a pest control company. If you have and you're looking for a holistic company, we're only in Miami-Dade, Broward, and we're going to be Miami-Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach soon. So mostly South Florida. We're planning to go into Naples and the Keys, but we're only dealing with South Florida. If you need a technician, a good IPM company that does holistic pest management, that does eco-friendly pest control, hey, feel free to drop us a message on Messenger. It's the best way through Facebook, either on Pest Geek podcast or on Nature Pest, because I get those messages no matter what system I'm on. I'm on 5 different phones sometimes. I'm on the computer. I'm on the road. I can always get a message there. You can, trying to call us is going to be very difficult because we get so many calls, and trying to call everybody back that needs help. But Messenger is the best way if you're needing. Also, if you go on you follow me, Franklin Hernandez. Look up Franklin Hernandez Pest Control. Hey, I got hundreds of professionals, thousands. I mean, we got about 3,000 professionals that follow me on there. You feel free to drop a question in there and say, hey, I got this problem. I got this insect. Can somebody help me with this? We'd be more than glad to put all of our network at your disposal to help you and help pest control companies that maybe you can't solve the problem. Maybe you need a professional. We can get you a competent person on there that can help you. Hey, I hope this beneficial has been helpful. This is Frank the Pest Geek wishing you a pestacular day. Thank you for listening to the DIY Pest Control Podcast. Please remember that although Franklin Hernandez is a certified and licensed pest control operator in the state of Florida, The content of this podcast is for informational purposes only. You should consult your local and state government or cooperative extension service before performing any pest control service. Remember to always read and follow label directions because the label is the law.